Kim, really great to have you back here on Face with everything that's going on, and appreciate you coming here to share what you're doing in the markets. How are you?
You guys are such a nice group of people. I like listening in.
Yeah,
I learn a
it's not.
lot too.
Yeah, well, I've learned a lot. It's 8 years we've been together, so it's more like a family. You know what it's like. You have
Yeah,
those relationships with traders for a long time, and yeah, and they're talented, and the most important thing, even more than having good eyes and being able to see things, is
good
caring.
hearts.
Yeah, caring about people,
Yep.
being
Yeah.
kind.
Yeah, and they're really good teachers too. I don't know much about currencies. It's never been
Yeah,
something that I've really looked at. So I like hearing it. I was
yeah,
listening in yesterday as well.
yeah. I heard an expression about teachers that teachers don't care about the income; they care about the outcome. So,
To a degree, we still need to live.
yeah, yeah. Well, they come out of there, live under the bridge, and go and serve people. Anyway, uh, tell us some
In my
things.
second, in my outside of the market job, right? I'm a professor and
Right.
a counselor. So,
Yeah. So you're a Renaissance woman,
yeah, yeah.
where you have a lot of different things going on. Um, so here we are, Kim, I don't know, about 3 weeks or so away from what's going to be a contested election and the mark.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. So are you pruning back risk in front of it, or what are you doing? Because I know you're still active. And I just wanted to tell our listeners that Kim does a lot of stuff on X, spaces. And that too could be a good place to learn. I know you guys are more stock centric, individual stock centric. So if you want to learn about what sectors and what Kim and there's hundreds in there with you at times, Kim.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
your
We
that's
do.
your that's your community.
Yeah, we do. Like trading in the morning, six when the market opens. I say six because of the West Coast here. So 9 o'clock Eastern time. And then we do a lot of different spaces. We have a Tesla space that we do because I just bought a Tesla. So
Oh, okay. How do you like
we
it?
do a lot of different.
Is it
I
is
have
it
to tell you, it's the best car I've ever bought, ever.
cool? All right,
Yeah.
that's a statement.
I
Because
love I love it.
you've had a
I had to
few.
be talked in I had to be talked into it. And my
By
really
your
good trader
husband?
friend talked to me. No, no, he didn't.
Okay,
My really good trader friend, female friend, she was like,
okay.
"You need to get this car, you'll love it." So, yeah.
Yeah, what am I thinking? Husbands can't talk their wives into anything. It's the other way around.
No.
Anyway, so talk to me about markets, Kim. Uh, you know, the Mag 7, it's still kind of bifurcated, but uh, do you think this melt up is gonna continue for a while? I have some numbers up around 5850, but I'm thinking ultimately 6K
Yeah,
S&Ps
that's what
is
I think too.
okay.
Yeah, I
And
really think I'm surprised, I have to say, but I'm really proud of myself. I did not get short into this rally, even though I'm like, I know we have the Fed put and all that, but if you look at the VIX, I look at the VIX futures a lot. It's still pretty
okay,
elevated from where it's
yeah,
been. The VXM,
there's okay, VXM. Let me pull up.
VXM is the VIX futures, and
Yeah,
it was down, 12, 13, and it's been over 20 pretty much in this last couple of weeks. And I don't know if that's hedging for the election or what it is, but to me, one of the indicators is that, something's brewing around the corner. So I've been a little
well,
surprised about this melt up. I think most people, that are institutional traders haven't been, but I've been somewhat surprised. But I didn't get short into it. So I do have
yeah,
a lot of cash on the side. Um, so
Okay.
I'm playing,
So,
I've been doing a lot of more short term, like I caught some of the China trade up. Being a trade, I caught some of the China trade up, so that was fun. Um, got
yeah,
out of it last week.
when Carolina lost, because you knew Tepper was going to have to sell some China stocks to find a new quarterback and basically a whole new team.
When I
Anyway,
started like hearing so many people be like all hand, this is actually where I got out of it when I was on a spaces and someone who's a pretty good investor trader said the S&P would be weaker than China over time, and I'm like, no, this is time to get out.
okay, I just want to something I noticed here. Do you think this was just a bear market rally, Kim? Because it had all the hallmarks of a bear market rally. They come out of nowhere. They're sharp. They're fast, and they end up not being long lasting.
Well, I mean, the night that the market went down 1,000 points,
Yeah,
um, um, Mark, my husband was a floor trader,
yeah,
and he said to me, "This is just pajama traders. Get long here." And of course, when the market's going down like that, and you're not used to being a floor trader, you don't
yeah,
feel like you can get long. And he kept going, "This is pajama traders. They're just pushing it down. Get long, get long." Well, he
yeah,
was right because
yeah,
basically that was the lowest it went. I think you and I had talked about this before.
yeah.
And then they froze the market, where no
Look
one
at
could
look at
trade.
where it stopped. So if you don't, I don't. You're a technician, Kim. You look at charts.
Yeah, I
So
look definitely.
all right. So a lot of people um, just get myopic about like 4 hours, and to them that's long term because they're
Hmm.
looking at 2 hour and 15 minute if they're day trading. But the telescope can give you a message. So is it coincidence that Alibaba, which is best of breed in China, stalled out right at the weekly 200? Look at that.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know why I can't see your screen at all. I can only see
You can?
your name. No,
Okay, I wonder if I'm
I
sharing
cannot.
then. Let me see what's
No,
going
I
on
don't
here.
think you are.
Okay,
But I'm
here.
following you in a visual in my mind.
All right, well, here it is. I thought I was sharing it, but check that out.
Oh
So,
yeah, wow.
yeah, but if you don't break out your telescope once in a while, you're not going to see
Hmm.
these things. You're going to see, wow, I hope I get a break to buy, right? And
Right.
it could still be the right thing, but some long-term stuff, we'll see. I mean, it's a big weekend. What do you think's going to come out of China? What's the talk? They have a big meeting tomorrow. Did you
Yeah,
know
I
about
mean,
that?
honestly, no, I did not. What is
Okay.
it? Is it about the easing
About
or
yeah, about like a Draghi thing, doing whatever it takes type of
things?
meeting.
Yeah, yeah.
They're going to be announcing different
Is this the bazooka?
measures. It may be a hypersonic missile.
Yeah,
One of the guys I work with, Ryan, said, you know, they say don't fight the Fed. It's even a bigger monster to fight the PBOC.
yeah. No, I mean the only thing for me is I think when we've been around long enough, I've held different stocks in that index, and trying to be careful here, but I had an EDU and some of their tech stocks, and they
Uh,
decide one day that they're not going to support the EDU anymore. EDU is the education stocks,
okay.
and I got a 75% haircut overnight, and all
Yeah.
those went down that fast. So I'm always more cautious because when it's a centralized government, they make the choice, right?
Yeah.
It's not the
Well,
people owning the businesses.
you bought near the lows or even prior to the lows in TLT. months
Yeah,
ago. Okay, you had a great trade there, right?
yes, I think I bought it at 82 or 83. It had gone down that low, right?
No, no, at 86 was the low.
Okay.
All right.
That's
Anyway,
about where I bought it.
okay, yeah, you were buying. I remember you were here, and you said I'm buying TLT. I just have to own it. I considered this a breakout area here, and look at
Uh-huh.
how it actually tagged it. I mean, this line was drawn 5, 6 months ago. I'm always
And that's where you
amazed.
said it was going.
I'm always amazed, even though I've seen it more than once, how a technical area that you had, the market's memory to the left, how it can respect things and actually react to them. You have a view on TLT? I know that yields have become a little bit more difficult since the 50 basis point cut. Um, do you have a view on TLT and a bias of what you might be doing in here?
Yeah, I don't own it right now. That definitely was a trade for me and very happy with that trade. But it's like the market ahead of time, anticipated the Fed cutting. And once they cut, the yield
Yeah,
started flying higher. The 10-year
yeah.
right now is over 4.1 again. So to me, it's just all disconnected and doesn't make a lot of sense. What do you
Okay.
think?
I uh, I agree. To me, this 420 level was really where the market turned bad. I thought we were only from here we're going to rally to about 4%, but uh, it still looks pretty good.
Yeah, and
So
it
yeah, I don't know
and
what
now
to
the
do with it.
Fed, might not cut again in November. So, and I think the market wasn't anticipating a 50 bips cut. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't trade yields, but I definitely watch them.
Okay. I know you trade silver once in a while.
I have a long on again.
Okay.
That is the addiction trade for me is
Is
silver.
it? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like I love trading silver futures, but
All right.
I'm in a competition
Yeah.
portfolio right now, and we have to have 25% of our dollars to be in one indice for a month, and I chose silver
Good
or
choice.
one stock. And so,
Oh, okay.
I really think silver's going higher.
What's the stock that silver's a stock, or did you buy a silver miner?
So you have to have two. I bought SLV, and then
Okay.
we have to have two that are 25%. And my second one is Microsoft. I really expected Microsoft to head up towards 500, and it's really sideways traded, I don't know, in the last 3 or 4 months. And so it is one of my favorite stocks. I love that CEO. I love what they're doing with the AI, with Microsoft. Teams, the 360. I use all those products. So that is my other trade in that competition account. So we do this competition every quarter
Okay. All right.
and we just
So,
do $2,500. So it's kind of fun because you have to really think about where you're putting your dollars at.
right. Well, maybe we could have a new when's the competition end?
The end of quarter
Of the
four,
year?
Q4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I can say this that Microsoft peaked with a confirmed high, which leaves open the door for new highs because they usually don't highs usually aren't confirmed. Usually there's divergence before you have a good top, and we didn't diverge there. So maybe there's another run to the upside, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and a melt up. Do you think we could have a melt up to before the election to get to that 6,000 level into it or right after it?
I mean, I think we go up to about, like you said, 50. Where are we now on the SPX? 50. I don't have it up.
Yeah, I got it.
I think we go up to about 58, 50, 59. And then,
Wow. That's a,
but the election, huh?
that's a number of a guy I interviewed a few weeks ago. He's called the Pivot King, and that's his scenario. And he thinks things are, going to blow up in the Middle East and we're going to have an oil shock. I'm not sure about that. I think there is going to be serious retaliation. I mean, it's been escalating. Everyone kept saying, we don't want war. We don't want it to turn into a war. And someone did,
Yeah.
because here we are. So,
Yeah.
you know, but his number was 58.50 a few weeks ago, where, we made
Ah,
prediction. Yeah, and I think there's a trade from there. I don't think it'll be the final high, but I think there's a swing
a
trade.
down trade.
Yeah, at least
You
a
mean
swing
down?
trade. Yeah, because look at S&Ps. Um, really, you know, this is a telescopic view, and I don't think even if we go to 6,000, it'll negate this divergence. So we're working on the third drive to a top. I'm not saying
Mm-hmm.
we're there yet, but the form is there. Okay. And look
Mm-hmm.
at the RSI. On the
Mm-hmm.
weekly, we peaked in March of 24. Okay. And then this the drive number two was almost as much, but look at where we are now. And I've talked to guys that follow breadth, and
Mm-hmm.
this high that we've just made here in October, the breadth is uh much weaker than it
Yeah,
was on
more
drive
narrow.
two. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
what do you think could be the trigger? Maybe yields just keep going higher? Could that be it? Fed
I mean,
disappoints, the
yeah,
catalyst for a
or
pullback.
the to me, it's going to be the election. I mean, I think the
Okay.
market's very. I mean, the
Complacent.
market's very complacent right now. Um, Neither candidate, in my opinion, is really like stating what policies they're doing, the
Yeah,
specifics, So
right.
I think the market doesn't really, the only, I think if we have divided government, that will be really positive. So no matter who gets in, if it's, I have my preference, but I'm not going to state it here. So, but just in general, whoever gets in, if there's divided government, I think that's what the market wants, right? That's when the market
Yeah,
does the best.
yeah,
If there's not divided government, we could see the market, depending on which side. I think divided government helps that, but I just think there's so much rhetoric and so much out there that maybe this will be a nothing burger, and that's what I hope for. That
yeah.
everything goes smooth,
Oh
but
boy.
I just don't know. And so I think that the market could have volatility. Do I think we're having a crash? I mean, you know, no,
No. Yeah.
but
We
I think
we
you could
neither
crash
side will.
overnight like we did.
Yeah, you mean when President Trump got elected and we were limit down, and then what's one of those guys went home and bought a bunch of futures, and we were unchanged by the opening. Do you remember that night in
Oh yeah,
16?
because I was short NQ, big NQs
Okay.
into
Okay.
that,
Yeah,
and
and
I
it looked
no,
like they
that
were
was not a
locked
good
limit
trade.
down.
That wasn't a good trade for me.
Yeah, because you went to bed at night in the U.S. with the market limit down and woke up the following morning and it was pretty much unchanged.
Yeah,
So
it flew back up. I specifically remember it. I remember it being like 700 or 800 points down,
yeah,
and we were a lot
so
lower. So that was a big deal, like you said. And then it flew, and I was like, "What the heck's going on?" And
yeah, so
any go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead.
Uh, Even the last election, actually, I had really fun trading the last election, just trading really small because
Yeah,
it kept making really big outsized moves both ways initially. And I just kept like, when it would go up, I'd sell it. When it would go down, I'd buy it. Just like back and forth, back and forth. I mean, there's a lot of volatility. So if you like trading that,
yeah.
it'd be kind of fun.
Okay, so someone proposed to me that the market bottomed in 2016 on the election night. We were limit down, okay, and we were up and away from there.
Yep.
So a Trump victory and a blow off into new highs could be the completion from what happened in 2016, just the inverse happening. Because it's a lot different.
Mm-hmm.
More people feared him then. I'm not still saying there's a lot of fear, but most financial guys are pulling for him because of tax policy and who wants to have capital gains on, on open positions that you're going to have,
Mm-hmm.
some of those
That's
things.
never, but you and I know that's never happening.
I
Well,
hope
I
so.
shouldn't never say never. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. Do you think we're going to
I
have a
mean,
war? Do you think we're going to have a war before the election? I think Israel's going in before the election. Not
I
this
just don't,
weekend. It's
I
Yom
don't,
Kippur.
I just don't, I mean, I don't know who's pulling the strings. That's the issue, How
Yeah.
much does our administration have
We,
some thumb down on it?
well,
I
they're
mean,
not pulling the strings. They're puppets too. I don't know who's pulling the strings either, Kim. But it's rarely the president anymore.
yeah. Well,
So
I'm thinking, yeah, he's got his thumb. They have this administration has their thumbs down on it because that would not be good
yeah,
for
unless they
the
joined,
Democrats.
unless they joined Israel, and it was
Yeah.
successful and took out the regime of Iran, that could actually help Harris
Yeah. Do you think that can all happen before
because
election
yeah,
day?
yeah, because if
Really?
yeah, because one of the knocks on her is no foreign policy experience,
Yeah.
and that Putin and Xi are doing cartwheels hoping she wins.
Mm-hmm.
So if she's involved in some type of military action before the election and it works out, there goes that argument. Just something someone proposed. Just thinking about.
That's why I'm long silver.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll tell your stop should be under 30 because if we take out 30, we're going to 27. So this is the big
Yeah,
picture.
I agree. There can be a little danger trade there.
Yeah.
Because silver,
So,
the thing about silver is it moves
yeah.
fast. When it goes
Okay.
one way or the other, like you said, it could fall through the floor
Yeah.
or it shoots right up.
Yeah.
And I just trade this micro silvers.
Okay.
I'm not
And
doing the SI.
do you follow the gold silver ratio as a silver trader?
A little bit. And is silver, where is it at right now?
Here's the gold silver ratio right in front of you. So
Okay.
I actually think when it's heading higher, gold is outperforming silver. When it's
Mm-hmm.
headed lower, you get less
Silver's
silver
outperforming.
underperforming. And yeah, silver's underperforming. No, when it's moving up, silver, yeah, gold is outperforming. When it's moving down, silver's outperforming. So if
Mm-hmm.
this is a bullish formation, we're going above 90. It's not necessarily directional, but the best environment for silver is when the ratio is declining, not rising.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. That's what makes a market. Um, but I do think 30 has to hold.
Where
Um,
do you think oil's going to?
you know, uh, every time I talk about the Straits of Hormuz, I get poo-pooed by everybody that won't happen. That's why we have ships there. But here's what I think. See this big triangle? We took out all the bulls, right? They're gone. This was a nice little pullback. I think we're going to clean out the bears next. Um,
Yeah.
and we could, we could possibly go to 100. No one thinks that because of the weak global economy. That's the bears narrative. And the
Well,
bulls
we're
narrative,
also producing a lot more oil,
yeah, that's true.
United States.
Yeah, so I mean, all the, every narrative is bearish oil. Weak economy, we produce more, no reason, except, this is pretty historical, what's going to happen here. So there probably aren't many times in history where, you could go against what the fundamentals are just in case it does happen. So,
Hmm.
if the straights are more difficult to get through, I know they're saying that other OPEC countries can make up for the difference. They're gonna make shorts capitulate. I think over this line to 86, but I can't go home short. If don't I went short crude in this environment. It may work, but it could be a one mistake big trade if one day it just opens $10 higher. Okay, so you know everyone thinks whistling past the graveyard with Ukraine, with the Middle East. Um, there could be something exogenous that upsets our market, something bigger than the Fed that upsets the market. And I think an oil shock is exactly something that could do that.
Wouldn't
You
be
have a
good
view on
for.
you have a view on crude? You own any energy stocks? They've been acting okay.
Well, I was one of the bulls they shook out. So back in that competition portfolio
Oh,
I was telling you about,
right. Yeah, here.
I got long. Yeah, I got long. What was I long? Oh, XLE,
Oxy. Okay.
XLE,
All right, the ETF.
and I got long the ETF, and uh, and then I got long a double lever, just a small amount,
Yeah.
and I had the right trade on. It just my timing. So and
Yeah.
now it's all
It
flown
did
back
the
up
same
again.
thing, made a marginal new low. This looks okay,
Yeah.
doesn't it? Still looks okay. I wouldn't short it. Uh, do you
Yeah,
have a
I'm definitely sure. Huh?
do you have a schedule, Kim, where or do people just have to put their X account up and they'll see you on the side? Or do you have a schedule where people could join you and hang out with you on spaces?
Yeah, so Wolf Financial, WOLF, Wolf, Howling Wolf Financial on um uh, Twitter, I call it. I
I
can't,
do
I
too.
don't know. Never can switch
I
it.
know.
Um I just always when I say X, it doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
He does spaces every week, many of them throughout the day, and I join his. And so it's when he has them. And the reason why I'm saying this is he puts up once a week when his spaces will be and what times.
Okay.
And then you'll see like my picture is on. Usually
Yeah.
I'm on between 6 to 10 of them with Wolf a week.
Okay. I
And
think you ought to.
I really enjoy that group. There's a lot of it's a mix, a lot of longer term viewed investors, a lot of shorter term viewed traders. We have some ex floor future traders that come on. And
Mhm.
so it's fun. There's a whole group to learn from, the younger people coming up and the older people who have been there. And so I really enjoy it for that reason.
All right. I think you ought to start your own next year.
That'd be
Just
good once I'm through this
planting
like season of my life.
yeah, planting a seed and instead of being part of someone else's, have your own thing and I believe you'll attract people that want to hear you just like I do when we talk every 90 days or so, Kim.
Well, well, thank you. And I always appreciate being on. I always appreciate your wisdom
Thank you. Yeah,
and
a
learning from your
broken clock.
charts. And
Yeah. Well,
no, I love
it's
it.
all right. Well, I appreciate that. And, it's always, you're very transparent. What I like about you is that you don't revise things, when we're all wrong and you talk about the instances when you're wrong and anyone who doesn't run away from them.
I
Because
agree.
yeah, that's not reality. So I want to wish, I'll probably be talking to you, you know, in December or January, so have a great fourth quarter, Kim. And
Thank you so much. And I can't
yeah,
wait to see you. And a lot of this will be behind us, hopefully, then, and then
yeah,
we'll know the outcome.
yeah. Let's see. No,
And
no.
watch out for any of those black swans that might come out of the sky at night.
Yeah, there's plenty of potential ones, and probably none that were.
Plenty flying
Yeah,
around out there.
yeah. Anyway, appreciate talking to you today, Kim. Follow
You
Kim
too.
on X at Mama Vester, and keep an eye out for her starting her own spaces. I think that's going to happen in the next few months. And
Well, thank you, Dale.
all right, and everyone have a great weekend.
Talk to
Remember,
you
don't.
later.
Thank you, Kim, and everyone have a great weekend. Don't just count your pips, count your blessings, and uh, sign up. Sign up here for at least a trial. Okay, Galaxy, it's best for the world. Okay. Anyway, we have a lot of very smart people here in this community. I want to thank you guys for, contributing your comments and not just sitting there and being part of FACE. So have a great weekend, and we'll do it all again next week. Adios, my trading warrior brothers and sisters. See ya.
Hey traders, this is Blake Morrow with ForexAnalytix. Thanks for stopping by our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like these videos, share them, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of the content that we provide here for free. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you in the next video.